Thank you for giving us those details. It's something that needs to be brought to the bottom of, and I think the Civil Aviation Ministry has to take immediate action like they are. The other big breaking story that's coming in India-US trade talks now. Indian team of negotiators return, and this time, as per sources, the deal could be signed by as early as September. We're getting big breaking news on this story. The India-US trade talks and the negotiators team has returned back, and possibly early as September, we could be having the deal that could possibly be signed. We're also going to go across to get more details. Remember, viewers, the fifth round of talks for proposed trade pact had been there a few days ago. And now the big breaking deal coming in that even as this has happened, there was some uncertainty even after the fifth round of the negotiations as the August 1st deadline loomed. However, we're now being told, and I'm going to try and go across to someone. Indian team has returned back. India has remained optimistic that the negotiations will culminate in the signing of the first tranche of bilateral trade agreement by the specified timeline of fall 2025. Remember, viewers, Prime Minister Modi had earlier also visited and spoken on. Sources had indicated the Indian team of negotiators returned to India over the weekend. India continues to stick to its stance. Sensitive sectors of agriculture, dairy, GM groups are a no-go area as part of the trade talks. And the fifth round of negotiations between India and the US on the interim trade deal were held for 4 days from July 14th to 17th in Washington, D.C. It was led by Rajesh Agrawal, Special Secretary of the Department of Commerce. This is the big breaking news coming in. I'm going to try and go across to Senior Executive Editor Abhishek Kapoor joining us. Abhishek, there was plans the US could be imposing a reciprocal tariff of 26% on India from August 1st, including a 10% baseline tariff on all countries. That is already in effect. How far ahead are we in these trade talks now, Abhishek?
Well, you see, another round of talks have concluded, and in fact, the Indian team of negotiators led by Secretary in the Commerce Ministry, Rajesh Agrawal, is back rhythm. This was the fifth round of dialogue that took place between the two sides. And it seems that there is a hiatus, there is a stalemate because of which an announcement is not happening anytime soon is the impression we are getting. In fact, next round of dialogue is going to happen in New Delhi, where an American team is going to come in the first half of August. Which means that we are looking at a timeline of September. Now, remember, later half of this year or the month of October, November, there is likelihood of India hosting Quad, and President Trump is likely to travel for that. And if that happens, then obviously the two sides would prefer that the announcement for a final deal is pushed to a time when both Prime Minister Modi and President Trump can make the announcement jointly, like it is happening this week in the case of India and the United Kingdom free trade agreement. So, but I think this return of the trade team of negotiators back to New Delhi, and this information that we are getting that Americans are going to come back now to New Delhi next month is suggestive of the fact that the stalemate continues. The red lines that India has drawn, I think it's becoming difficult for the Americans to find a way out of those, and that's why things seem to be stuck. So far as the tariffs kicking in from August 1 is concerned, remember that's not specific to India. That's a deadline which Trump has extended for the rest of the world. And while there was hope that some mini deal would be signed to avert a blanket tariff of 26%, which Trump has announced during his Liberation Day announcement in the month of April, it seems that seems like a fait accompli as of now, and that the 26% tariffs would kick in from August 1, pending a final deal which now gets pushed to September or October.
Absolutely. Thank you, Abhishek, for giving us those details. We're hoping to see some possibility of good news in that case. The other